I saw this one in a video. I didn't realize this was the same castle.
Yeah, I told you I wanted to go to this castle and then you YouTubed it and ruined the tour.
Brilliant, yet the ladies withdrew, they came in first, the ladies were there by the fire. Later the men came in, they were there with the drinks and the cards. And all the chairs are from France, from the great tours. So these chairs are over 350 years old as well, including the confidant chair. So you had the single couple came to parties as well. So okay, the single couple can be every combination now, can't it? The girl, the boy, whichever combination. Not then. It was definitely always the unmarried boy on the right, and always the unmarried boy was on the left. And there was a big space in the centre and no touching, absolutely not. Two chaperones. There was a chaperone there, the second chaperone, she was there. And the two of them watching and listening, and like they'd literally compare their own notes at the end of the evening before they then go and speak to the parents what has it all going along. So they completely make the decision whether that poor boy gets another day or not, imagine. Yeah, totally. This, I don't always do it, but I think you guys appreciate it. It is called the ladies' screen. So that is handmade tapestry done by the ladies. There's hooks and holes that can move up and down, that can be adjusted to whatever level is required, because it went over the lady's face wherever she is sitting. There'd be lots of ladies' screens. We would all be given one in the middle of the 1700s at these parties. You know the one. Because these Talbot ladies on those grand tours of Europe, they discovered makeup in France and Italy. So they were the first to bring makeup back to Ireland. Huge excitement. But sure, of course, the makeup is made from thick wax. A bit of clay powder held it all together. Actually, it was arsenic. There was all rubbish in it, which they didn't actually quite realise at the time. But point at the moment being it's wax and it's Ireland, so the fire is booming. And so the fire and the wax, they're not matching. Look. And so the screen went over the lady's face wherever she is sitting. And honestly, it sounds too weird, but 100% true. It was to stop the makeup from melting. Yeah. Even weirder, I've seen paintings that didn't work out too good. Drip, drip, drip. Oh yeah, not good. Wax makeup hanging off the face. So a lot of us understand that English expression. I think it might translate into German. I think it does translate into Italian. I think so. You know that expression, embarrassed, saving face. Let's save face. Let's not lose face. Let's keep face. Yeah, it all comes from this. You'll read it in some of the dictionaries. There's even things like mind your own beeswax. She's having a meltdown. Yeah, all from this. Yeah, all true. Totally. The portraits in both of these rooms, famous Irish and English dignitaries of the time. So the Talbots knew all of these people, they invited them to the castle. They're all a little bit famous or fully famous or did something amazing. So they're up on the walls between 300 and 400 years as well. Some of you are American, he looks exactly like George Washington. Totally. Yeah, it could be him, but it's not. Murrough O'Brien, the first Marquis of Thomond in 1808. Actually, Drummond Castle, that's his family. And that one, of course, from the great tours, from the House of Rubens, meaning Rubens and his students did it. Also up there for over 350 years. And so the last Talbot family to live here, that was just a brother and a sister. The brother, he was called Lord Milo Talbot, and he never married and never had any children. And neither did his sister, Lady Rose Talbot. She also did not marry and did not have any children, so the Talbot dynasty in Ireland finished after the 800 years. So what had happened, that last fella, Lord Milo Talbot, he was a brilliant botanist. He dedicated his life travelling the world and collecting plants, mostly from the southern hemisphere, mostly from Tasmania, Australia, New Zealand, and a few of the southern American countries. So if you get out to those private gardens, lots of trees and plants in the gardens from all of those countries. And so that last man here, Lord Milo Talbot, he got on a cruise in 1973 to go to Australia to collect plants, and he died suddenly of a heart attack on that cruise. So his sister Rose was here and she inherited this castle from him, but she had no children, she didn't have a family. The inheritance tax in Ireland in the 70s was really high. And so she then sells to our local government and she went to Tasmania. So she chose Tasmania because when she inherited this castle from her own brother, she inherited also the family sheep farm, which is in Tasmania. Some of those brothers went to Tasmania in 1823, and it's still there. It's called Malahide as well. She inherits both, and Alicia's cousins there. So she did that. It was 1976 by then. She was 61 years of age. She ran the family sheep farm in Tasmania brilliantly until the age of 94. Came back to this castle almost all of those summers, and then only died a few years ago in 2009 at the age of 94. Yes, so hopefully all good in the long run for everybody. Cool, have a look, and then we'll go in that way to the bedrooms.